Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be making an introductory video for my Golden Age of Piracy 1718 game. And this is the print and play version. Compass Games is currently in the process of publishing this same game professionally, but for now this is my self-published version of the game, and it is print and play, and it is available on Wargame Vault for the time being until it is up for pre-sale on pre-order on Compass, the Compass website. So this is quite a large game. Basically, your goal is, it takes place in the Caribbean. This is the Caribbean map here. I'll go over the components in a second. Basically, your goal as a pirate captain is to save up enough gold to buy a pardon from one of the country's kings, from Spain, France, or England. It depends on which port, which harbor town you go into to request a pardon, basically. And the game ends at the latest on December 31st, 1718. So you have 12 months maximum. There are 2 game lengths, campaign game lengths. The long game starts on January 1st, and the short game starts on, I believe, let me double check, I believe it's July. I usually don't play the short game because it's much more difficult because yeah, July 1st. And then they both end, like I said, at the latest on December 31st. So, like I said, the longer game is easier because you have more time to acquire gold, basically. And that's it. So, like I said, it's quite an involved game. It is table-based, like all of my other games. This isn't pure war game, and it's not simulation. I grew when I was younger. This was actually after high school. I remember playing Sid Meier's Pirates, a PC game, a computer game, when I was in my 20s, and I had a lot of fun. And I thought, why isn't there a tabletop game that kind of brings back those memories? And so I decided to create this, and it took a long time and a lot of effort to create this, but I feel like it turned out very, very well. And there's so much content and replayability. Basically, it's a sandbox type game. You can go and do whatever you want, whenever you want, around the Caribbean. So there are very few limitations to what you can and cannot do. But if you can do anything basically, but it doesn't mean you'll survive. So you have to be careful the choices you make. The game is quite challenging to make it, to get a pardon, and then after that, your final scoring depends on how much gold you have left over after the pardon. If you bribed the king, and it depends on what kind of lifestyle you live out for the rest of your life. So if you retire at all, you'll be very fortunate. But if you do really well and you have a king's pardon, you receive a pardon, and you have a ring. It's a special item. Ring. You can, and you have enough gold, you can marry that governor's daughter of the town that you surrendered yourself to. So that's your ultimate goal, is to get married, and retire. And but for female players, you can say, well, I'm marrying the governor's son, because this game, female players are also encouraged to play this game. There were a few female pirates, like Mary Reed, and let's see, we have. I'll go into that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you the components. This video, I'm not going to do any turns played through, because I want to go through. I might. We'll see how long we go. I might have to make a separate video. But like I said, this is a print and play version I created. This is my own self-published version, and once again, Compass is currently working on publishing this professionally. It would be a boxed version with different artwork and everything. Bruce Urian is currently doing the artwork and the tables conversions. So we're just about done. We're getting close to being done, and hopefully it'll be up available, for pre-order. I'm hoping within the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. We'll see. But chances are it won't be released probably until 2024. I seriously doubt it'll be released this year. So that's something to keep in mind. I'll leave this available for purchase as print and play on Wargame Vault until it is available for pre-order on Compass, and then I'm going to take this down. So that's something to be aware of if you want a copy of this before 2024. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to cover the basics. There's so much information and content to cover. Where to begin? Let's see. I'm going to start with the calendar first. This is a game calendar. All of these are, of course, print and play, but I put all these in a hard clear holder so you can write on them with a dry erase marker. Black one. This is a black one. So here, this is a calendar, 1718, and these are the days, of course. And then these are color codes. These are to remind you of things you have to check for in the tables. Just a convenient reminder. And then this is what it is. Like the gold is pirate ship and haven crew plunder payouts. You have to pay your pirate ship crew, and if you have a pirate haven, you have pirates there, you also have to pay them every month. See the gold, you have to pay them this day every month. Once a month you pay them. You can pay them anytime extra to increase your to increase their loyalty. You can, like, it's kind of like a bribe. Not really a bribe, but this just kind of makes them happier. If you have a very low loyalty, you can pay so much and it'll raise the loyalty separately from these dates. You can do that if you're worried about mutiny, which can happen. So, and another one, Pirate Haven secret location discovered, check. Every once a month, if you have a pirate haven, you have to build your own pirate haven, and there's a chance that it's discovered, the location is discovered. It starts out hidden, and then there's a chance that word gets out that this is where you're hiding. It's like these are pirate coves. Okay, I'll just get to that in a second. And for example, these are some other checks here. Pirate Haven hostage ransom check. So you have to, if you have any hostages you held at your haven, you check to see if the ransom was paid that month. And if not, you can keep holding them until it's paid, or they die, or they escape, or whatever. So, and then the purple, Pirate Haven Warship Attack check. Now this is only if they have discovered the location of your haven. And then this check is once a week. So this is the... okay, I'll get to that in a second. And let's see, we have Nassau Warship Raid check. Now, Nassau is the... This is in the Bahamas here, and this is New Providence Island. And then this was historically where... It's basically a pirate town. And you're going to do all different things there when you visit. I'll get to that in a second. And let's see, what else do we have? Pirate Haven Rum Production. So you can, if you have a Pirate Haven and you build a farm and distillery, you can get a weekly profit from rum production that you sell to Nassau. And it's pretty good gold. Good profit, and you get 4,000 gold per week. That's a lot if you're running the distillery. And then red is pirate ship refit deadline. Now it's once a month. Now if you don't do a refit, meaning the careening, like scraping the barnacles off the hull and basic maintenance, it will automatically start causing damage to 1 damage, depending on what ship class you're selling. It will cause a permanent -1 damage. So it's important to maintain your ship, and it's expensive, so you have to be careful. The larger ships are very expensive to maintain and repair. So okay, this is a calendar. And here, we'll go to the next, we'll go to the map. This is a map of the Caribbean. And this is Nassau. And then these dark blue... Okay, actually we'll go to Nassau. This is the pirate town. And then the yellow is just the sea lanes that you can travel through. You can travel through all of these, but through the connecting lines. And let's see here. Okay, dark red is a larger town. You can't visit towns. Like, you can sneak in and drop off spies, but or try to sneak in and drop off an assassin to kidnap or kill a governor or his daughter if they're in their home, in their mansion. But you can't just sail in and say, oh, here I am. You have to do combat, and then basically when you attack a town, you have to fight their soldiers. There's towns, and you have to destroy the cannons defending the town and the soldiers and stuff. So normally you don't sail into these unless you're going to attack the towns. And so the dark red is a larger town. Orange is a orange is a smaller town, moderate sized town, smaller town. And the larger towns will have more gold in the banks, and the smaller towns, of course, will have less, but they'll have more soldiers or less soldiers too. So, and defense cannons. So it just depends. And these are the flags for each country's town. So for example, Santiago is Spain, of course, Spanish. So you can sail around to the different towns. Now, the dark blue and light blue, these are hidden coves. Now, this is where you can build you can build a pirate haven. And it requires gold and lumber and time to build, and you need pirate units to drop them off and build it. But you can do other stuff while they're building it. You don't have to sit there with your ship and wait for it, because it takes so many days to build. And so the light colored one means that only shallow draft ships, such as sloops, schooners, and brigantines, can dock there. So larger ships cannot. So for example, and then in the dark blue, any draft ship, shallow draft or deep draft, I guess that's what you call it, ships can dock here. So if you're going to build a haven, you have to have the proper ship that can dock there, or you can't visit your haven. So if you build a pirate haven in an H zone here, the light blue, you cannot have a man of war or frigate pirate ship and visit that. So you're going to be basically stuck with a sloop, schooner, or brigantine, the smaller ships. So you have to plan ahead and where you're going to build your haven, to what type of ship you want to have. But the good point is, if you have if you build a haven like in a light blue cove, if it's attacked by warships, only schooners, sloops, and brigantine warships can attack. So frigates and man of war warships cannot attack your haven. So that's a really good thing. You're limited to your ship size, but also it limits the warship sizes that can attack your haven. Okay, so and then you're gonna travel through these zones, and then you're gonna patrol. You're gonna basically search for merchant ships. And now when you're in the yellow, you're going to have an average chance of finding merchant ships. And then when you're in orange, you're going to have more of a chance. And when you're in the red town, port zones, you're going to have the greatest chance of finding intercepting merchant ships. But you're also going to have a greater chance of being hunted down by warships, in encounters with warships, so you need to keep that in mind. So here we have no pardon for each country. Now, if you attack a town or kidnap or an assassinate, let's say you in Charlestown. Let's say you slip, you drop an assassin off, and he assassinates. Let's say it's a pirate haven, a pirate governor job from Nassau. You take the job, and the assassin assassinates the governor's daughter. Well, you will not be able to receive a pardon from any orange town if you enter that town and surrender yourself, or the game ends on the 31st, and you automatically have to surrender to the nearest town. So you need to be really careful if you play the game out to the 31st. And, I recommend surrendering before the 31st so you can choose the town. But if you attack... Also, if you attack a town, you cannot receive a pardon. So if you land pirates and you try to sack the town, you can never receive a pardon after that. So if you start attacking all the different towns, you attack Spanish, French, and English towns, you will never get a pardon. So I really don't recommend that, because you're going to die, that you're going to hang. So let's see. And you can also have what's called a pirate stash. Now, a pirate stash is a hidden cache of either gold, special items, or jewels that you can hide in any of the light or dark blue zones. cove zones, but you cannot hide it in the same zone as your pirate haven. It has to be in a separate light blue or dark blue zone. And they don't cost anything, and you can only have one pirate haven, and you can only have one pirate stash. But the good thing about a pirate stash is it can never be discovered, and the contents can never be stolen. And for the pirate stash and pirate haven, the amount of goods or gold, special items, or jewels is unlimited. There's no limit. The ship has a cargo limit, you know, depending on the ship size, but the haven and the stash have no limit. So that's a really good thing to remember. Okay, and in here we have the weather, good, poor, bad. That affects various things when you're sailing around. And we have wind, calm, light, moderate, strong, hurricane. You know, bad weather can damage your ship or even shipwreck you. And then combat rounds. This is just a little convenient little section of boxes that you can move the the counter through the combat rounds. It's always randomized. This is basically limited to 10 maximum for daylight. So once it gets down to 0, combat automatically ends. The darkness falls, and then this is only ship combat. Now, this is not, see, it says ship combat rounds. This does not count towards land combat. There's no time limit on land combat. So, okay, I think that's good. And then up here we have random event boxes. You can put certain random event counters on there for visual reminders. So, okay, let's go to, if I can get this here. Okay, let's go to, yeah, we'll go to map 2. Okay. This is, fix this camera here. This is map number 2. These are numbered at the top. And this is like split in half. This is for your pirate haven defense cannons. Now, if warships discover your haven and they attack, they have to destroy your defense cannons first. You can have a maximum of 5 defense cannons defending your haven. Now, if you have no cannons, the warships automatically land marines, and then you have to do land combat. So it's always a good idea to, you have to buy defense cannons. You cannot take them off captured ships. So these are like really large cannons. So the warships have to destroy your defense cannons first. And then here, this is just regular ship combat. This is separate from the haven. This is like you would be in one of these zones. You know, in the red zone or yellow or whatever. And you would put the merchant or warship. You can only have one merchant ship encounter at a time, but there can be up to 2 warships that can be encountered at one time. So maximum 2. So let's go to, let's see, we got so many mats. This game has a lot of mats. Some of these are double-sided. Okay, I have them on both sides here because they're not all used at the same time. So yeah, we'll go to mat 4. This is the pirate ship damage mat, and I'll go over the, let me move these counters out of the way. This is for sail damage, and then this is for hull damage, and then this is a pirate ship card, whichever current pirate ship you're sailing. And keep in mind, you can only have one pirate ship at a time. You can't have a fleet, and you can't keep any ships in reserve at your haven. You have to sell them off or release them or sink them or whatever. So this is the sail damage depending on the ship size. This is the starting damage. If it's maximum, repaired, no damage. So if you have a schooner, you would have 6 units of sail damage. that you can take before you're disabled. If it hits 0, your ship is disabled. And this is the hull damage. And if your hull hits 0 points, then of course it sinks. So you have to be very careful. And then you put the ship card, whichever ship you're sailing. I'll go over the cards soon. And let's see. Okay, we'll go over the pirate ship crew. Now, the pirate ship can have a maximum of this many crew. Now, this is a regular pirate ship, and this is upgraded pirate ship. Now, you'll notice that the crew, main crew, depending on the size of the ship class, you can only have a maximum of 8 main crew units for a man of war. And for a sloop, only 2. That's not very much. But if you upgrade, it doubles. Okay, but for the main crew. But you need to keep in mind that it doubles your main crew, but it also reduces how much cargo you can hold because you're carrying more pirates. So there's a trade-off. So let's go up here. Captain and specialist crewman. Now this is your captain and his health. Now specialist crewmen are crewmen that can be found on board a merchant or warships that are captured or that surrender. And they're not that common, so they're a little bit difficult to come by, but they can make a big difference in the game. They cannot be hired from Nassau. You have to capture them from a ship that surrenders or is captured. So press them into service. So here we have an assassin, carpenter, drummer, foreman. Okay, I'll go over each one. Assassin is basically a guy who you drop off in town, and in a town, and he can sneak through town and try to either kidnap or assassinate a governor or his daughter. So, and then if you kidnap them, you can successfully you can take them back to the haven and hold them for ransom, for gold ransom. Hopefully the governor will pay. It depends on the size of the town and how much money you're asking or demanding, and whether they pay or not. So it's kind of randomized. Carpenter can speed up construction for the pirate haven or the farm and distillery, and also carpenter can speed up repairs if you're repairing your ship or upgrading your ship at your pirate haven. And a carpenter can also make 1 repair to sails if your ship is disabled while out at sea. He can repair, if you have a sailcloth, he can repair 1 sail unit, damage point, I guess you could say, and you can start sailing again. So it's important. If your ship is disabled, it's a good idea to keep them on board if you have them. Okay, drummer. A drummer is good for increasing morale or combat effectiveness of your pirate haven pirates, or shipboarding combat, or when you land in a town to try to sack the town. It gives you more combat, a combat bonus. Morale, I guess you could say. And a foreman is required to build and run a farm and distillery for extra gold each week from rum sales. If you don't have a foreman, you cannot build a farm and distillery, and you can't get the extra gold per week. A Haven Commander gives you he's basically somebody you put in charge, a very capable pirate that he can help defend the pirate haven if it's attacked by warship, marines, or hostile natives. You get a combat bonus. Master Gunner. Master Gunner helps your pirate ship cannons hit their target, or it helps the pirate haven defense cannons to hit the warships that are attacking. Get a combat bonus on the combat tables. Okay, Native Guide. Native Guide is useful for when you're trying to recover a buried treasure from the treasure map, and it helps to avoid hostile natives when you're searching for it. So Sailmaker. Sailmaker can speed up repairs of... oh, actually I made a mistake. The Sailmaker can do 1 repair damage point at sea if your ship is disabled. And also Sailmakers, not the Carpenter, but it's the Sailmaker. And Sailmaker can also speed up repairs or upgrades if you do it at your pirate haven for your pirate ship. Spy. A spy can be dropped off in a town, and he can report the different information, like how many defense cannons, the town garrison soldiers, how much gold is in the bank, whether the town governor or his daughter at home, things like that. And a surgeon. A surgeon can help speed up recovery from wounds for your pirate captain or a specialist crewman if they're recovering at the pirate haven. And they also help, a surgeon also helps reduce the chance of a permanent wound for your pirate captain if he's severely wounded and he does recover. So, okay. And here we have cannon shots. Each ship class can fire so many times per round. Like a sloop can fire 2 cannon shots per round. Now, there are these, okay, I'll show you. These are black powder counters. I'll show you those in a second. Okay, a schooner can fire 3 times per round. A brigantine can fire 4 times per round. Frigate 8 times, and man of war 10 times. Now, if you take on a frigate with a sloop, you're probably not going to survive. Okay. Now, yeah, so here we have, if less than half of the main crew units remain, cannons may not fire. If you lose more than half of your main crew, you can't fire your cannons anymore, depending on the ship class. So, for example, if I have a frigate and I lose 3, I'm down to 2 main pirate ship main crew units, I can no longer fire my cannons during ship combat or port defense cannons combat. So here we have crew loyalty, fanatical, and mutinous. Now, if it's fanatical, they'll fight better and other things, and if it's mutinous, you have to do a daily mutiny check. And if you are, if they decide to kick you off the ship, they drop you off in the nearest whatever zone, and then you have to try to make it back to Nassau. You can stop by your haven first. That's abstracted. So you stop by your haven, maybe to pick up gold, or stop by your pirate stash. You know, a ship passing by will give you a ride. Basically, that's it. And then you can maybe make your way back to Nassau and buy a new ship and hire a new crew. So, and just for the record, the crew loyalty is separate from the pirate loyalty at the Haven. So you're going to have, if your pirate Haven crew mutinies and then they take all your stuff from the Haven and they leave, your crew loyalty is not affected. It's separately calculated and tracked. So, but it's, you know, neither is good if they mutiny. So we have Captain Infamy. The higher the infamy, like unknown, feared, the higher the infamy, the more likely that merchant ships will surrender that without a fight, which is what you want. You don't want to fight a merchant ship each time. There's a possibility that you'll sink the ship, or you'll have to do you have to do boarding combat, and you don't want to do that unless you have to. So but if you're unknown, also if you're feared, there's a greater chance that your pirate haven will be discovered. You're more well known, and then also there's a greater chance you will be hunted down by warships, warship encounters. So it has its drawbacks, but it's also good for taking merchant ships. So your just so you know, your infamy drops each month. I believe it's 1. I'm going by memory. I think it drops by 1 each month. So you gain infamy by doing certain things, like taking a ship, or sacking a town, or whatever. Your infamy will start to go up. But if you do nothing that month, your infamy will, of course, start dropping. So you're less well known. So and then this is the upgraded ship. It's the same amount of cannon shot attacks, but of course you hold more main crew units for boarding combat or attacking towns. So let's go to, let me move these out of the way. Okay, there are a lot of components here. So let's see if anything's on. No, nothing's on the back of this one. Let's see. Okay, let's go to, we'll go to, this is the pirate ship cargo hold. And what you have here is the different types of cargo that you might find on a merchant ship that you take. And you can also buy, this is not a trade, and let me make another thing clear. This is not a trading game like some so-called pirate tabletop games are these days. This is a pure pirate game, and it's a solitaire game only. So you're not going to like buy goods and then travel around and resell them for profit around the town. This game doesn't work that way. You're a wanted pirate, and you can't just sail into a town and sell goods and buy goods and sell somewhere else and sell it again. You can't do that because you're wanted. So, but you can sell goods in Nassau, okay? Goods taken, cargo taken from merchant ships or even warships. So here we have, this is the different types of cargo. Fine china, flour, goods. These are just general goods. Lumber, rum, sailcloth, slaves, spices, sugar, defense cannons, haven pirates, black powder. Now, let me cover a few of these. This is not the rum produced from your pirate haven. You don't have to transport it. That's abstracted. You don't have to do anything to get paid every month. That's considered you have another small ship that you have a crew that's selling it back and forth to Nassau to sell it. So you don't have to, this is separate. This is like if you take rum from a merchant ship, and then you can sell this rum in Nassau, but this rum has nothing to do with the farm and distillery of rum at your pirate haven. So, it's maybe a good idea to keep 1 or 2 sailcloth units on board if you do have a sailmaker, in case your ship is disabled. It's a good idea. Slaves are, of course, human cargo. You can find them when you take merchant ships, and you can press them into service as pirates, or you can sell them in Nassau for profit, or you can release them. Now, the game encourages players to release them, and you will get a generous experience point bonus by doing so. So it's always a good thing to do that if you can. And we have spices, sugar. Now we have defense cannons. Defense cannons are only for transport. If you're transporting them to your pirate haven, you cannot fire these cannons during ship combat. This has nothing to do with these cannon shots here. Nothing to do with that. And we have haven pirates. Now, haven pirates are extra pirates that you're transporting to your pirate haven. They cannot be used for ship boarding combat. I want to make that clear. Or attacking towns. Only this main crew can be used for those two purposes. These are separate. And of course, black powder. Now, normally you're going to write in the numbers. I tried to reduce the amount of paper used in these games. I mean, who wants to write in things and keep erasing and writing them in with a pencil? That's you're going to wear the paper out, So basically, you're going to write in the numbers with a dry erase marker. But since you are going to do you would be doing a lot of writing and erasing during ship combat, or when you're attacking the defense cannons of a town, that I created these black powder counters. So you can stack them. For example, this here says a sloop fires 2 times per round. So the maximum that you can hold is, let's say for a sloop, the maximum, let's say it's upgraded. Okay, maximum black powder. Now, okay, whether it's upgraded or not, the amount of black powder you can hold is separate, okay, from this cargo. Okay, this is affected by the upgrade or not. This is not affected. This does not count towards this maximum cargo hold capacity. Okay, black powder is fixed. It's a fixed amount. So, for example, a sloop can hold 10. You can write 10 if you want at the black dry erase marker, but I recommend stacking these instead of writing and erasing each combat round. So let's say 2, 4, 6, 8. And this is my maximum amount, okay? So you can maybe stack these however you want. And you can just remove one at a time when you fire your cannons. 1 per combat round. That's the maximum. Now, keep in mind that you do not have to fire the maximum number of shots. Here it says 2 per combat round for sloop cannon shots. You can fire 1 per combat round or none per combat round. It's your choice. Man of war, 10 times per combat round. You can fire 10 or 5 or 1 shot per combat round. Why would you fire less? I don't know. But maybe if you don't want to sink a smaller ship, you can fire fewer shots. It's up to you. But keep in mind that enemy merchant ships and warships always fire their maximum amount of cannons per combat round, and you don't have to. Okay, and these are the cargo hold capacities. Okay, let me go over here first. These are gold and special items. Now, special items are rare items that can be found through various means. Sometimes they're buried with, they're found with buried treasure, or they're found on board a ship prize that you take, that surrenders or you take by force. They're not very common, and they're very valuable. You can keep them for bonuses, or you can sell them in Nassau for gold. They give various bonuses. I'm not going to go through each bonus. I don't have a list in front of me. They affect various tables, each one. But I'll just read them off. Clay pipe, compass, cutlass, crucifix, medicine, ring. Oh, actually, I can read through. I can go by memory. The clay pipe's the most difficult, but a clay pipe helps when if you're searching for a pirate, a buried treasure. It helps reduce the chance of being attacked. I think, I'm going by memory, by hostile natives. It also reduces the chance of, I think, now please forgive me if I'm wrong, from drowning if you have a shipwreck. Okay, and it does something else. I don't remember, to be honest. I haven't played this game in quite a while, so I'm going by memory. Okay, compass helps navigate bad weather, so you don't have a shipwreck, and it decreases the chance of shipwreck. A cutlass helps combat during shipboarding or town combat or pirate haven combat, but your pirate captain has to be to get most of these bonuses, your pirate captain has to be present. Okay, now you can have multiples of each item, but you only get, they don't compound. You only get the one bonus. Even if you have 4 cutlasses, you don't get the bonus for each one. You only get bonus for one. Okay, and you can keep the rest in storage or whatever in case you lose it or something. So a crucifix helps escape Kraken. I think it's pronounced Kraken. Some people say Kraken. The huge octopus, that random event that will sometimes attack your pirate ship. This will help you escape that. They're very difficult to escape. Medicine helps speed up the recovery times for your pirate captain or specialist crewman. And a ring is required to marry a governor's daughter. Skeleton key can be used to escape from a town jail if you're arrested. And a spyglass can be used, increases the chances of spotting merchant ships. And a treasure map is required to recover buried treasure. And this is your gold. There's no limit. Okay, this cargo hold has limits to how much you can hold. This is not affected. You can keep an unlimited amount of gold and special items and jewels on your pirate ship. Okay, I think that's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff to cover, so get some water here. Just 1 second, please. I'm gonna lose my voice. Okay, I'm kind of skipping around here, but This is here we have. This is the pirate ship damage and crew. You'll notice that these are two separate mats, but for the enemy merchant ship, they're all on one mat. Sail damage, hull damage, merchant crew, how much they can fire per combat round, how much black powder they have, actually cannon shots, black powder, the captain health, seamanship, and swordsmanship skills. Okay. So let me go here. This is the same. You can stack the black powder counters in this box, or you can write in the numbers and erase them each time during combat. But for the record, also when you encounter a warship or merchant ship, they always have their maximum amount of black powder. They can also run out of black powder if combat goes on for a very long time. Not only your ship might run out of black powder, they might run out of black powder. So here we have Captain Health. If he's wounded or killed, you're going to put the counter here. And Captain Seamanship now, and Captain Swordsmanship. Seamanship determines whether, if you're pursuing his ship, he decides, I'm not going to surrender, I'm going to run for it. And his seamanship is measured against your seamanship, your pirate captain's seamanship. And this determines whether they escape or not that combat round. There's a chance they can escape and sail away, and then you lose them. That's it. And then the captain's swordsmanship is a number that is used for boarding combat against your swordsmanship, your pirate captain's swordsmanship skill. So these are all randomized numbers. Okay, and so every encounter is going to be different. It's not ever going to be the same for these things. And here we have a merchant crew. Of course, it's the same as your crew, the boxes. And whenever a unit is killed, it's going to be -1. And then if it reaches 0, the ship surrenders. So they have no choice; they have to surrender. Okay, and then here we have warship, enemy warship 1. And there are actually 2 warship mats because you can have 2 warships. It's the same thing, black powder. Now you'll notice that warship crews, warships are always the upgraded version of the merchant ships. So if you take on a warship, a larger warship, you're going to have a more difficult time killing their crew because they're going to have them, double the crew because it's considered upgraded. So, but the sails and hull is always the same, upgraded or not. Okay, so the upgrades only affect how many crewmen the ship has for warships or merchants, and then also it affects how much cargo you can hold on your ship. So I think that covers that. Let's see, what else? How much time are we into this? Almost an hour, about 45 minutes maybe. Okay, I want to do, I'm not going to cover the counters. There's too many counters to, okay, let me, let's see, parachute damage, okay, oops, let me see, I think this is, yeah, this is that, okay. And, okay, we have enemy warship, merchant ship. Let me see, I think I'm missing, okay, yeah, I'm missing a few mats here. I'm trying to show you. Okay, well, we got a lot of mats. Now, not all these mats are used at the same time, so don't worry too much. You will need a fairly large table to play this game, but I try to do double-sided for, certain mats when possible, that you're not using them both at the same time. Okay, here we have, let's see, which one should I do first? Let's see. Okay, this is, yeah. where, just a second, let me see here. Where's my... Oh, I think I'm missing one mat here. Oh no, I'm missing my pirate. Oh, here we go. We got so many mats. Okay, let's see. More mats. Okay, let me... Okay, this is the Harbor Defense Cannons mat, and if you're going to attack a town, you must defeat the Harbor Defense Cannons first. You must destroy them, and then you can go past and then land in the town, land your pirates in town, and attack the town. But you can't attack the town until you destroy these defending cannons. So your pirate ship would go here, and you'd put the cannons here, and then you need to destroy each one, however many there are. It's always randomized, so you never know, unless you have information from your spy. So let me go to the next one. Okay, we'll go ahead and cover Pirate Haven stuff. These are your Pirate Haven pirates. Now, you'll notice it's separate from your pirate ship. You cannot, combine them. You can't, like if your pirate ship is visiting your haven and it's attacked by warships, okay, you cannot. You can transfer, like during combat, you can't transfer extra pirates from your crew to the piracy. During combat. Before combat, you can. Like if they land, you're allowed to do that. But these are separate. Basically, pirates are land pirate crew members. Okay, I just call them pirates. And you'll notice you can have up to 32, which is a lot. Which is sometimes necessary if there's a large warship marine force that attacks your haven. And now, one thing I forgot to mention is you cannot have more than one specialist crewman of each type at one time. So if you have a drummer, let's say you have an assassin already, and then you find another assassin on a merchant ship that you captured. You cannot have two assassins. Okay, that's all. I have to limit that because it would throw everything out of balance if I allowed that. So, and then these are the number of pirates. It's the same thing. You can keep the specialist crewmen separate at your haven or on the ship. You don't have to keep them all on one or the other. You can split them up, whatever. So, but certain ones you will want to keep at the haven, like the haven commander. Of course, that's his only bonus is at the haven, so you want to keep him here. So, and surgeon, I would probably keep the surgeon at the haven because he doesn't do any good on the ship. No bonuses while he's on the ship. So you can't heal from wounds while you're on the ship. You have to recover either in the Nassau hospital or at your pirate haven. And in here, if you have a farm and distillery built, you're going to put the little counter there. It looks like a chicken, and mine looks like a chicken in a bottle of ketchup. That's not ketchup. That's supposed to be rum. It's a little bit red. So, but anyway, it's not ketchup. But you would put that here if it's built, just for a visual reminder. Okay, and then you're gonna have your pirate loyalty here. Like I said, pirate loyalty is separate from crew loyalty. You have to pay them separately each month. Now, if they mutiny your pirate havens, they take everything. They take all of your goods. Like here's our pirate haven inventory. They take everything. And all your special items and gold and jewels are gone. So you have to be careful. Okay, this is the Pirate Haven stash. There's no limit to how much you store. And then These are for the Pirate Haven, these two. This is for your pirate stash, golden special items only. You cannot store these items at your stash. Only these special items, gold and jewels. And there's no limit. Okay. And let's see, I think that's that. And let's see, we have, we'll do more Pirate Haven stuff. This is Pirate Haven Warship Marines. Now, if your Pirate Haven is attacked and your Pirate Haven is attacked and your defense cannons are defeated, or you have no defense cannons, then you are attacked by a land force. They land their Marines, and then there's no mat for that. You just do the combat on the tables, and these would be your, if I can find it here, let me find it. I just, okay. These would be your Haven Pirates against their Marine units, okay? Their Marines. Now, they can only have a maximum of 28. You can have a maximum of 32 because they're on the ships. So, this shows a maximum number of Marine units. If you encounter, for example, one frigate warship, there's going to be 10 Marine units landed that are going to attack your pirates, Haven Pirates. But if there's 2 man-of-war warships, there's going to be a maximum of 28. And this is the Marine Commander's health, his swordsmanship, and his commander tactics. It's kind of the same as the town combat, like here. Okay, let me go to town combat now. This is the town combat map. Now you're going to be using this mat for both sides. This is the pirates, and this is the town garrison soldiers. You have your captain, and you can have your drummer for town combat. Well, he's the only specialist crewman that you can take for a town combat. And you have the crew loyalty, the pirate loyalty. Now, this is a little bit confusing, but this pirate loyalty is connected with your pirate ship crew loyalty, because these are from your pirate ship. Okay. The only reason I said pirate is because they're on land, but these are from your ship. So if your loyalty will drop each time a unit is killed during combat. Okay, so if your pirate loyalty drops to 2, once you get back on the ship, your pirate ship crew loyalty is going to be 2, because you're going to transfer. These are these pirates, okay? These are the same, the pirates and the crew, main crew are the same ones. You have to transfer from the main crew to pirates when you land. They're not separate. That's your ship crew on land when you're attacking. And this is enemy warship too. So, okay, let me do, I think we're almost done here. Yeah, okay, just about done. I think. Okay. Here we have the town. And you start out the town entrance. And you have to make your way through town, and there's various counters. For example, this is one of these will be the governor's mansion, A, B, or C. It's randomized. And then the, I believe, I'm trying to remember the colors here. Let's see. I believe, yeah, okay. The military barracks is orange, one of these. Now, when you travel through each space, you have to fight the town garrison soldiers. But once you reach the barracks space and you defeat them in that space in front of the barracks, then that's considered destroyed, and you will not encounter any more town garrison soldiers. Basically, the town is defeated, and you can sack the town. And then, like, the green would be the bank. One of these locations would be the bank, where you can take the gold. And that's it. Now your spy, if you have not a spy, if you have an assassin, he also has to travel through each space and try to avoid being detected if he's going to assassinate or kidnap the daughter of the governor or governor himself. And if he's captured, he's executed. That's it. He's toast. So, okay, now here we have the pirate buried treasure search. Now, these are the crew from your pirate ship that you're going to drop off to try to recover buried treasure if you have a treasure map. You can also sell treasure maps, but you can't recover the treasure if you sell it. And usually the treasure is more valuable than what you're going to get if you sell it for gold in Nassau. But if you do once you do recover the treasure, you cannot sell the map. It's worthless. You can't trick them. You can't beat the system. So so we have one of your captain and captain health. We have native guide and native guide health. Now your native guide is the only specialist crewman you can take when you're trying to recover buried treasure. And these are your number of pirates. And you have to leave one, if you have a man of war, you have to leave one behind on one unit behind on the pirate ship. You can't take all of your crew, because if they're all killed and your pirate captain survives, you cannot sail the ship back. So you have to leave at least one pirate unit aboard your pirate ship. And then of course we have pirate loyalty here. Okay, finally, I believe this is the last mat, and then I'll cover the cards. There are a lot of cards. This is the buried treasure mat, and then this is where you land your longboats from your pirate ship. And then it's going to be randomized when you do, you do get a pirate, the buried treasure map. The locations can be randomized, and you have to travel through each turn. You're going to roll for whether you get lost. If you get lost, you have to remain in the same space, and you might be attacked by hostile natives, and you cannot fight back. You can never kill them. It's just how many pirates you lose, or if you or your native guide is wounded or killed. So it's not easy to recover treasure maps, especially if they're way up here in the, these numbers up here. You have to travel a lot, and it's very difficult. So nothing in this game is easy, but it's still fun in my opinion. It's very challenging. So I think that's it for the mats. Let's go ahead and pull out all these cards here. Let me organize them here. Okay, let's do the pirate ships first. There are 5 types of pirate ships that you can sail in the game. The smallest one is a sloop, and it has a shallow draft, and required seamanship is 1. Now, if your seamanship is, I believe the game always starts out with 1 seamanship, if I'm going by memory. So you can always, sail a sloop because you start out with a sloop in the beginning of the game. So you're going to basically put this card here to signify this is my pirate ship. And remember, you cannot have more than one pirate ship at a time. And the next size, this is a two-masted ship, this is a schooner. And this is also this is required seamanship of 2. And then next we have a brigantine. It's a little bit larger. This is also a shallow draft, required seamanship of 3. And next we have a frigate, required seamanship of 4. And then finally a man of war, the largest ship, and a required seamanship of 5. Now keep in mind that if you take a ship prize, let's say you have a seamanship of 1, and you take let's say a brigantine surrenders, you cannot put your pirate crew units on board to sell it back to Nassau as a prize so you can sell the ship and its cargo, because you do not have the required seamanship of 3. Your crew, you must have the same seamanship number as the ship prize that you take to sell it back, to have your crew sell it back to Nassau. Okay, so and let's see, so yeah, that's it. So we'll go ahead and go to, these are kind of mixed up, so let's see if I can, okay. These are, lots of cards here. Okay. These are the, oh, I've seen a few. Hold on just a second. I think so. I think I'm missing some. I don't know. It's strange. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, okay. You can only have, these are the hostage cards. Governor's daughter or the governor himself. And you can only have a maximum of 4 hostages at a time. 2 governor's daughters or 2 governors. You're not going to ever have that many, probably, because it's very difficult to kidnap them, and you need an assassin to do so. So you basically, you can, this is just to record things. I have these in these clear holders. You can see these hard holders. I didn't laminate them. I prefer these. So you can write down the town that you kidnapped them from, the town name, and then the amount of ransom, the gold that you're asking. And it's just a good way to record that. So let's go to, okay, we'll do treasure maps next. This is just a treasure map. And there's no limit to the number of treasure maps you can have at one time, but I only included 3. You can write down on a piece of paper if you get more than 3. I seriously doubt you're gonna probably try to recover them sooner or later. So basically, you're just gonna write down the location, which zone. Now the treasure maps, you always try to recover the treasure, and it's always in a blue zone, a light or dark blue zone. It's never in a town zone or, you know, Nassau or whatever. So it's always a light or blue dark zone. So let's see. Let's okay. This is just a convenient little card. If you're constructing your pirate haven, you can write down the completion date, and then if you're doing a distillery, a farm distillery, you can write down the completion date. It's just a convenient little card. And keep in mind that you cannot build a pirate haven and a farm and distillery at the same time. You must build the pirate haven first. Then you can construct a farm and distillery if you have a foreman specialist crewman. Okay. And here we have, these are the prize ship cargoes. Now, when you capture a ship, this is 1, 2, 3, you can have a maximum of 3 prize ships at any one time. But remember, okay, if a ship surrenders, let's say a merchant ship, it's very profitable to sell the ship and the cargo, both, in Nassau. So what you're going to do is you're going to record the different goods that were on the ship. You don't have to. You can transfer. Like let's say if the ship is too large for your crew, can't sell it back. Your seamanship is not good enough, or you don't have enough crew, or whatever. You can transfer some of the goods to your pirate ship if you have the cargo capacity, and then you can sell back in your pirate ship and sell it, and sell the goods and the cargo in Nassau. But it's more profitable to take it as a prize and have one of your, some of your crew sell it back to Nassau. And what happens is you don't have to roll for the prize ship traveling back to Nassau. It's like I abstracted it to speed up gameplay and simplify things. So basically they teleport instantly back to Nassau, and then they wait for you. So you're going to put a counter. For example, this is a prize ship counter. It has a P, and it's number 1. So you take a prize, and then you do minus, let's say, minus, I think it's, I don't know how many would it be. You can do -1. Yeah, so you can do, I think I did a minimum of 1. I have to double check. It's been a while. But you transfer your main crew to, you can just move it down 1 and make a note. For example, I transferred 1 unit to this prize ship. And you can make a note or whatever. That once they sell back to Nassau, you have to sell back to be able to sell the ship and goods. You have to be, your pirate captain has to be present. Okay. And another thing let me make clear is to attack towns or to even sell your pirate ship around the Caribbean, your pirate captain has to be on the ship. He has to be present. Like if you attack a town, and he has to be with the pirates to attack. He can't stay on the ship while your pirates are fighting in town. It doesn't work that way. He has to be with them. So it's something to keep in mind. So if you have two prizes, say prize 1, prize 2, okay, they're going to just sit there at Nassau and wait for you. And then once you sell back to Nassau, then you can sell the goods and the ships for a good, decent profit. You cannot keep prize ships at your pirate haven. It doesn't work that way. You have to sell them back to Nassau. Now, starting in September of the game, there's a chance that British warships will sail into Nassau and shut it down. Okay. Once that happens, you can no longer visit Nassau for the rest of the game. You can no longer use their services like the hospital or gambling or ship repairs or buying goods, selling goods, pirate governor jobs, all of that, or buy pirate haven defense cannons. All of that is gone. So it's always a good idea to stockpile things at your pirate haven. Like I would keep a lot of extra lumber. And you can take lumber from from merchant ships. Okay, and you can also get sailcloth from merchant ships or warships. But certain things, like defense cannons, you can only buy in Nassau. You're not going to find these as cargo on merchant or warships. It's always a good idea to stockpile a bunch of defense cannons in case they get destroyed, and then you can replace them, you know. But yeah, anyway. So let's, these are all mixed up, so these are kind of out of order, but I'm just going through them. This is your Pirate Captain card. You can have a level. Now the level is, you know, per 1,000 experience points, you go up one level. And per level, you get one point. One skill point. So these are experience points, XPs. Now these are the skills. You can have a maximum of 5 points per skill. Haggle, navigation. Haggle is you can get cheaper prices in Nassau for you know, buying things, and then you get a better price for selling things. Navigation helps you helps prevent merchant ships from escaping, evading, and it also helps you evade from warships. And also helps prevent shipwrecks in storms. And seamanship, no, actually, no. The navigation helps during combat. You know, helps prevent them from escaping, or helps you to escape during warship combat. And seamanship is no, actually, no, I got it backwards. Okay. It's been a while. Navigation is for storm, basically prevents shipwrecks. Seamanship is for ship combat. You know, prevents them evading or helps you to evade from warships. Swimming is if your ship is wrecked in a storm and it's beached, whatever, breaks apart, then your captain has a better chance of not drowning. And swordsmanship helps during ship boarding combat and pirate haven combat if he's present, and town combat. And tactics is no, actually no. Swordsmanship is only for ship combat, boarding combat, and tactics is for land combat in town or at the pirate haven if he's present. So that's that. You can just write them down, and then once they're assigned, you cannot change the points. So they're kind of fixed. They're set. So be careful of the ones you choose. Here we have town information. In case you torture a merchant ship captain, they surrender and you torture them or whatever. Sometimes they give town information, and your spies can also provide town information, such as, you know, this is the town name, you can write it down. How many defense cannons they have, 0 to 6. The garrison, the soldier strength, none, small, medium, large. How much bank gold there is. If the governor is home or his daughter is home. This is expiration date. This information is only good for 2 weeks, and then once it expires, it's not good anymore. So keep that in mind. And here we have jobs. You can take on one job at a time. If you have in Nassau, the pirate governor can offer you a job. If you are have a captain infamy of 4 or 5, you can take one job at a time. You can't take more than one. And if you don't complete the job within the required date, before the required expiration date, then your infamy will drop. And so this job is deliver a ship undamaged, and the ship type, expiration date, and the reward. You get different amounts of gold for different jobs. Some are easier, some of them are difficult. Smuggle a passenger. You smuggle a passenger to one of these towns and secretly drop them off on a beach nearby, and then you get a reward. Break prisoner out of jail. You basically attack a town, and you fight your way to the jail, and then they are released. The prisoner's released. So this is town expiration date reward. Kidnap a governor or governor's daughter. Town expiration date reward. Assassinate governor or governor's daughter. Town expiration date reward. So you can take on jobs to either assassinate or kidnap a governor or his daughter. Okay, now this, let me show you here. This was the ship cargo, but you can also use this card. This is a prize ship status. Now these are both prize ship information. Okay, so, but they're going to match. So let me do prize ship 3 for both. Okay, so we have prize ship 3 status, and we have prize ship 3 cargo. It's just little cards to record the information with the black dry erase marker. So we have the ship class, how much damage the cells and the hull have. Now, if the ship you attack, its hull or cells are damaged, that decreases the resale value of the ship. So be careful when you're attacking merchant ships. If you just blast holes in it, it's going to be worth less when you try to resell it in Nassau. So these are just convenient little cards, or you can write them on a piece of paper. It's your choice. Okay. Now let's go back to, yeah, this is almost all the cards here. Ship delivery. Yeah, okay, we have a deliver cargo. Now, when it says deliver cargo, that means deliver it to Nassau, not like delivering back and forth. This is not a trading game like I mentioned earlier. And then we have a passenger and his destination. That's for smuggle passenger. You're going to use this card with it to write down the his destination. And then here we have deliver special item. Now this is different from deliver cargo. So okay, and let me get one more thing of cards if I can find it. I have to get, there we go. I have these cards are optional. Now these are historical pirate captain cards. You do not have to play the game with these, but they make the game much more challenging. This game is already challenging, and I do not recommend playing as a historical pirate captain unless you're like really good at this game, because like I said, it's already pretty challenging. But if you want the ultimate challenge, I suggest trying one of these. We have Edward Teach Blackbeard. Now, okay, we're almost at an hour and a half. I'm going to have to end this video here pretty soon. Each pirate captain has one positive trait and one negative trait or skill. And then you have a minus 100 DRM for the dice roll on the surrender table when you try to get a bribe for the pardon. So this really adds challenge to the game. So the skulls down at the bottom, 3 is the most challenging. We have Charles Vane, we have 3 skulls. Henry Avery, and we have 2 skulls. Mary Reed, female pirate, we have 1 skull. She's one of the easiest ones. Jack Rackham, Calico Jack, 2 skulls. Bartholomew Roberts Black Bart, we have 1 skull. William Kidd, 1 skull. Steve Bonnet, 2 skulls. Anne Bonny, 3 skulls. Another female pirate. So I think that's it. In my next video, I'm going to be doing a playthrough it'll be a shorter video just to demonstrate a few turns played through the game. And one thing I forgot, let me do real quick, is this is the heart of the game, which I forgot. The game, also let me mention, the game requires up to 10-sided dice. Okay. Now I say 10 because you don't have to use 10, but it's better to roll 10 at once for like warship combat if you're fighting a man of war, or if you have a man of war. Instead of rolling separately each combat round, you can take a little handful and roll them all at once for 10 cannon shots. So that saves time and wear and tear on your wrist. So then finally, this is the tables book. Everything's in logical, alphabetical or numerical order. Different sections, like this is Nassau Township Business, Nassau Town, and then we have the different tables for ship repair, refit times and prices, pirate governor jobs, Nassau Town Tavern, you can gamble or hire pirate crewmen. Hospital, if you're wounded, your pirate captain is wounded, you can recover there. And then this is warship raid. And then this is a monthly pirate ship procedures. You have to pay them gold each month, or they will their loyalty will drop. And this is the daily pirate ship at sea procedures. So everything's separated into logical order, and ship combat for merchant ship goes in, like I said, goes in alphabetical and numerical order unless otherwise noted. Warship combat tables are separate, and it tells you where to go, so don't worry. If you have to skip to another section, there's a note that tells you, but you'll figure out very quickly, so don't freak out if you see all these tables. It's not it looks intimidating, but it's actually pretty simple and logical. So this is warship combat, and then we have a pirate haven duties. Like this is their plunder payout for the month. For crew loyalty, you have to pay each month. And then we have repair times and materials if you want to repair your ship, and these are the times for the ship type and the material required. And we have warship attacks on the haven, and we have pirate haven land combat if those ships land marines. And we have town combat, town defense cannons first, then you can land your pirates in town. And we have sneak into town if you have an assassin or spy. And this is just miscellaneous town things. And buried treasure search and recovery. And then here we have pirate captain escapes prison. These are both in the same section, but if your pirate captain's arrested, you can roll for escape if he has a skeleton key. And we have the trial, found guilty or escapes. You always have a small chance of escaping. And then this is the king's pardon. You have to roll, and +1 per 1,000 gold offered to the king as a bribe. So the more gold you offer as a bribe, the better chance you have for a pardon. So, and then we have final scoring, determines your lifestyle. We have random events. There are 20 different random events, so quite a few, and various random events. Very interesting. And then we have the new game set up in the back. So that's it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you for watching. Please watch my next video. I will be doing a playthrough, not a complete playthrough for the entire game, but a few turns to just demonstrate the basics. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.